So we came out to shoot videos and it has started now raining. So this camera review has just got interesting. So this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 and in our old video we used it for 5 days so we could give you more than this unboxing and more of a practical experience. But in my opinion, the biggest upgrade in Z Fold 4 is this. Is this where the processor is?
A little higher.
Here? Oh. Okay, this. Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, which makes the entire phone feel like a huge upgrade and especially the cameras. Now, a lot of people had doubt about whether you should buy the Z Fold 4. So we are out here in real life conditions, practical scenarios, just like you guys take photos, not in some fancy studio lights. So this is Pradeep. You're already watching TechWiser, and if you like this, I mean, the entire video content, subscribe to TechWiser and it motivates us to make good content. So now the Z Fold 4 has a 50 megapixel main sensor, 12 megapixel ultra wide and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto lens, and straight up I like the photos, like they look so sharp and colorful. So this year the Z Fold 4 can take 23% more light. Now you would be like, Pratik, how come? How is that possible? Well, this year you have a 50 megapixel sensor, and this is not the right way to show. Now this is actual 50 megapixel sensor. We got a print for you, and this sensor is made up of pixels. So now let's just take a photo, and you see here, the photo is only 12.4 megapixel, but the camera is 50 megapixel, right? So what happens is you have 4-in-1 pixel binning. So this actual 50 megapixel camera, 4 pixels are combined into one, and you get a 12.5 megapixel photos. So here the pixel becomes bigger. Now bigger pixel means more light and more sharpness. Now one thing I noticed on the camera, like you see these photos here on the Z Fold 4 look a bit saturated, but on a normal display they look fine. If you straight up upload to Instagram or other social media, the photos are good. Now there is another feature where you can use the cover display to preview the camera and what's happening on the other side. So if the other person, if he's a poser, well then he can use this cover display to prepare for his special pose. Also, this is a more useful feature. Like see, if you tap here, the camera goes into split screen mode, and now whatever photos you take can be previewed on this split screen. And this is very useful. Like sometimes you take wide angle photos, 3x photos, so you can view all of them in one go, and those are useful for special occasions. Like once you miss the happy birthday cutting cake, it's done. You cannot cut the cake again.
Now the thing is, it's raining pretty heavily and our camera is not waterproof, but the phone is IPX8 water resistant. So we are using the Fold to record all of the things. My favorite camera has to be the 3x 10 megapixel telephoto camera because the shots come out like really good. And if you're close enough to the subject, there's also that natural blur. So I'm really loving the telephoto camera.
Now the thing is, the ultra wide angle camera is 12 megapixel and it is same as the last year's Z Fold 3. And if you see at the photos, they look good. The edges are a bit soft, but unless you zoom into the photos and look inch by inch, they look good. And one really good thing is, if you see the ultra wide angle, the main camera and the 3x telephoto lens, the colors are consistent between all the three cameras. Now you get two selfie cameras. Here on the cover screen, you have a 10 megapixel camera, like you can just take a selfie. And then again, when you open the big screen, there is a 4 megapixel under display selfie camera. So if you look at this, it's a normal screen. But as soon as you open the camera, boom, there she is. Now, how is this done? Well, if you look closely in this area, there are very small pixels. So the display is made in such a way that light can enter between those pixels and the camera can then capture the light. Now, this 4 megapixel camera is only for video calls. I'm not gonna show you photo samples. The photos are too soft and it's not made for taking selfies. But what I really liked is you can use this selfie feature on the cover screen and take photos like this from the rear camera. And rear camera photo quality is far better than a selfie camera. Like see, the selfie versus main camera side by side. Now I've used this feature quite a lot in real life. Now the problem with this approach is when you hold the phone like this, how do you hit the shutter button? Well, what you can do is it supports palm. So if you just show your palm, it takes a photo after 3 seconds. So that solves the problem. Now you can record up to 8K 24 FPS, but come on. People mostly do record in 4K 30 FPS. Now one thing with Samsung phones is it lets you switch between all the three, in fact 4 lenses while you are recording the video, and that is so smooth. See, really smooth. Now in the daytime I like the videos, even the stabilization and switching between the lenses are really smooth. By the way, the rain is gone now. It's too much sunny and I'm sweating. Also, you get some extra modes like Pro Photo mode, Pro Videography mode, so you can have minute details and control over the photo. Also, you have Single Take, which takes a combination of really fun photos, videos and GIFs and gives you a really fun random sample. And probably that is the conclusion of the video. The Samsung Z Fold 4 costs 1.5 lakh. So if you want a more productive phone with really good cameras, the Z Fold 4 does the job. In fact, even more than does the job. And on that note, if you like this new video format, let us know. We'll try to do it more, like 6,000 likes. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew.